All right, let's learn about axial bearings today. So I'm rebuilding this machine and I realized that the bearings in here are damaged. You can tell because the bearings are literally cut in half. The job of a bearing is to allow things to spin freely while it's under load. In this case, the purple shaft needs to spin and there's gonna be a lot of force going in that direction. So we need something to allow it to slide. Normally you can use something called a bushing or a thrust washer, which is usually a fancy material, and you put it in between your two parts that you want to spin, and usually it works, but it doesn't work too well under high loads while you're trying to move it freely. The OEM designed this with the ball bearings, which work really nice for smooth motion under load, but this one failed due to basically being abused. Since the contact stresses are very, very high, since you have a point load between your ball bearing and your race material. Since I was going to replace it anyways, I was like, hey, why don't I just use a needle bearing to reduce the contact stresses in the part? But I tried to find some, but I physically can't find an off-the-shelf part that fits within these size constraints. So I'm just going to buy the OEM ball bearing and not abuse the machine.